Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Sipping Wealth Live, where I bring you news, tips, and tricks on how to wealth up. So, today we are talking about how life insurance plays a role when you're building your wealth, because we know overall we want to make sure that we are wealthing up. So, today I'm going to go ahead and drop the need to know things that you need to be aware of when it comes to wealth building, as well as utilizing the amazing benefits of life insurance when doing so. So, and for those of you that are tuned in from Facebook and everything, you may see my eyes moving around a little bit, but it's only because I am live on Instagram as well. But I am going to make sure we have everything going, and then we're going to hop right in. So, for those of you that are tuned in with me, be sure to make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, Sipping Wealth, as well as making sure that you uh, make sure that you are sharing this live with your loved ones, people that you feel like really everyone could really benefit for a life like this, from a life like this, just gaining more insight on life insurance overall and the benefits of having life insurance and how it can aid while you're on your wealth journey. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna just go ahead and hop right in for those of that are rewatching. If you do have any questions while I'm live, like I said, I am live, so I'll answer them live with you all. But let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm gonna go over some tips and things, some need to knows. All right, for starters, we're gonna go over the tax benefits. Like you, as many of you may know, I am a licensed enrolled agent. I'm licensed with the Internal Revenue Service. I've been in the industry now for over 15 years. Taxation, everything was literally I worked in an accounting firm, my first job, but I've been in the industry for quite some time. So, of course, I love taxation and strategizing with you all. So, I'm going to go over that first and really go over the tax benefits when it comes to a life insurance altogether, because we know how great it is, how to make sure that we are putting more money back into our pockets versus having to pay it out to the Internal Revenue, right? The IRS. All right. Okay. So, one is the tax benefits of the death benefit. So, when it comes to the death benefit, paying out your beneficiaries and everything like that, you do have it is tax-free payouts. So, this is making sure that your loved ones are not having to pay taxes on the death benefits, so on the money that you're passing down to them. So it's very that's a huge incentive to be like, hey, I have this life insurance, my loved one won't even have to worry about paying taxes on it. The entire death benefit is going to be completely theirs. The next is going to be a wealth transfer overall. I kind of hinted at it, and that's actually being able to leave something to your legacy, being able to transfer it to the next generation without having to deal with those hefty estate taxes. Because y'all, if you know the tax system, you're taxed when you earn the income, you're taxed when you purchase items, you're taxed when you hand the money over to your loved ones or whatever, gifted. So we do want to make sure we are mitigating as much taxes as possible. So this is a great wealth transfer tool that that has you not having to worry about those hefty estate taxes. The next is going to be cash value growth. So the another incentive for having cash value, life insurance, a permanent, I should say, permanent life insurance contract. Last week, I did go over the differences between the two types of life insurance, term and permanent. So if you didn't get to catch that live, make sure that you go over to last week's live on the Sipping Wealth YouTube channel. But anywho, with the permanent life insurance policies, such as whole life or universal life policies, you do have cash value that it's accumulating. So this allows the owner of the policy to be able to access this money and also borrow against this money in their policy. So now you have a bucket of money. You have your protection for your loved ones that you can pass down. Pass down to your beneficiaries, your legacy. And then while you're alive, you're able to accumulate cash value, build out this cash, this bucket of cash that you're now able to say, hey, I actually need to borrow against this. Or, hey, I need access to this money. So that's the perk of also, having that contract, the last life insurance contract. Debt protection. So if you have debts like a mortgage, business loans, personal loans, that, oh my God, that starts to pile up. And you ideally, life insurance helps with ensuring these debts aren't a burden to your family, because now they have this lump sum of money that can go towards paying this off. There are mortgage loans, there are policies specifically for mortgages. There are policies specifically for businesses, within buy sell agreements. If a business owner were to pass away and the business is left with a huge financial burden, there is life insurance contracts that help with this process to help mitigate this risk, and also make sure that, hey, there is a contingency plan. Which brings me to my next point, is to make sure that the business is continuing. So if you do have a partnership or some kind of corporation, some business where you have multiple owners or multiple key people that is necessary to make sure that the business keeps running, then this having a life insurance contract within a buy sell agreement is a beautiful tool, because now if one of the parties pass away or becomes severely ill, the life insurance contract now kicks in to then say, hey, we're going to pay out this amount of money to compensate for this loss of personnel, or within the business. All right, so business continuation, making sure the business continues to go on even after that key person or the one of the owners pass. All right. um Living benefits, I did all essentially, like, everything that I've touched on so far have included living benefits, but specifically some of the other living benefits is being able, quite a few policies include like access to the funds. Well, the policies generally include access to the funds if there's a critical illness, terminal illness, maybe even long-term care disabilities, and just making sure that we're preventing additional financial strain if something were to happen to the insured. Okay, things happen. We people are disabled. People are put out of work. People go a few years without being able to work, without being able to move, without being able to eat on their own, and even pass away. So being able to say, hey, even regardless if you're living or not, hey, if I'm living, I do want to make sure that there is some bucket of money that I could tap into to help prevent the financial strains. All right. Estate planning. Life insurance is huge when it comes to estate planning, because it can help cover the estate taxes. So that makes sure that your heirs don't have to liquidate their assets, or have to pay taxes on their inheritance, or have to come out of pocket, I should say, come out of their own pocket to pay additional taxes for the inheritance, to receive the inheritance. All right. So this helps heavy with estate planning. Hey, what do I want my legacy to be? Hey, what do I want to make sure that I pass down to my children, and how does that all look like? All right. So making sure that you bring life insurance into the conversation when you're talking about estate planning. College funding. So the cash value, quite a few individuals are able, because they have this permanent insurance, and I remember a client. I have a client, and when she was having her baby, I forget where she heard this, maybe TikTok, somewhere else, but they were talking about $1 million baby. Oh my gosh, this is what you got to do to have $1 million baby. You have to get them life insurance. So she comes to me and she's like, hey, I want $1 million baby. I'm about to have a baby, and I want to make sure that this baby is $1 million baby and everything's covered. So, we put together a plan essentially like that to then make sure that this child is then, hitting that $1 million marker at a certain age. All right. So, for example, another thing is like college funding. So being able to say, hey, I have enough cash value within this policy to then take out and now be used for the tuition for college. So this provides an alternative solution for funding, college or higher education. Kind of like the 529 plan, but hey, your life insurance is doing it. All right. Another thing I want to touch on is business assets. So I want to go back to the key person life insurance when it comes to protecting your business assets, because I feel a lot of business owners, especially when you have different partners in the business and you get hit with a financial downturn because, oh my gosh, that partner is not there anymore. Now you're having to find somebody else. Oh my gosh. And it puts a halt, or business ends up having to shut down because of it. So making sure that you are protecting your business assets. Okay. This is so crucial. Key person life insurance helps protect the company when it comes to financial losses and there's like from financial losses from an actual critical member of the organization. So somebody that's necessary, needed in the organization. If that person's gone, hey, can we make sure that the business continues to function? That loss of income or that transition period, maybe we have to put more money towards this, that, whatever the case may be. But helping protect our business assets is imperative too. And I feel a lot of people kind of don't look at that side of things. So making sure we're keeping that into account. All right. Guaranteed returns. So with our whole life policies, they offer guaranteed growth on cash value. So this provides there's generally on our universal policies, things like that, there is a floor. So there is a floor as far as, hey, as this is the least you can lose. This is the most you can lose. All right. So, and then a cap, or depending on what type of life insurance you have. But generally, you are able to have that guaranteed returns. So now you have that growth of money, that cash value, and you have it within a like a tax shelter. So you have the tax shelter, you have cash free growth within this policy. It's a beautiful thing. All right. So guaranteed returns. And then also making sure you tap into being able to the tap into the idea of diversification with life insurance. So, hey, life insurance adds an additional layer to your wealth building. So, saying, hey, within my entire overall wealth portfolio, let me go ahead and make sure that I have these layers of life insurance to help with additional cash value growth, tax shelter, um, uh, being able to pay for the children's education, being able to have that critical illness factor, being able to have that long-term care benefit, things like that. So diversify, add that layer of diversification to your wealth house. And then you can also leverage your life insurance policy. There is a lot of talks with a lot of different banks. Actually, some banks are requiring the business owners to have a life insurance policy for certain funding and loans. So, and this could be also a perk and a great leverage to say, hey, I own this life insurance. This is the amount of cash value within this life insurance. I need this amount of funding. All right. So leverage it for an investment, or saying, hey, I need to access the cash value within this policy, or saying, hey, I need to take I need to I'll take out a loan, or I need to show this asset on my balance sheet. I need to show that I have this life insurance asset, to show, hey, this person has more money within their wealth house that we have access to. Now, when they see the life insurance contract, they're like, okay, maybe we could do something here, because they have this life insurance policy. They have this. All right, let's go ahead and get them the funding. All right. And then overall, making sure that you have peace of mind when it comes to your wealth building as well. Um, All right. Well, life insurance allows you the comfort of knowing, hey, your loved ones, your business assets, if something were to happen, there is that level of security as well. So I said last week, and I'm going to say again, I feel like there's a lot of apprehension when it comes to life insurance and misunderstanding, misinformation, but overall, just making sure I'm doing this series with about life insurance so that you all can make more informed decisions relating to it. All right. So another thing is avoiding probate. So life insurance bypass probate. So there's a perk there as well. So this helps with making sure that your family members and beneficiaries receive their inheritance a lot faster without having to go through the whole legal probate and that whole mess. Okay. So that's another perk of making sure that you have that layer of life insurance. So I went over quite a bit of information. I know I went through this pretty quickly, but I do want to make sure that I don't make these lives too long, so that if you're rewatching it, I get to the point so that you know what the heck is going on. You get the information that you need so you can make your informed decisions. Okay. But yes, if you do need any additional assistance, or if you do need more insight on it, feel free to book a call. Strategic Tax Accountants on all social media platforms, as well as um uh-oh. Am I still live? Okay. I don't know what happened. Okay, I had to make sure I was still live, y'all. So strategic tax accountants on all social media platforms. If you do need more assistance with navigating this arena, I will be going live next week with a different topic, still relating to life insurance, but really going week by week with breaking everything down. If you haven't already, revisit last week's live where I break down the term and permanent life insurance. I highly recommend that you all view that one because it's very insightful, and it gives you a great overview of the differences between term and permanent insurance, as well as the different perks of them both. All right, so check out that live. If you're just hopping in, rewind and rewatch this one. You can watch it like a podcast, a visual podcast. But I do, like I said, I don't want to make these too long so that you're all able to get the information that you're needing. All right, y'all. So just quick overview, pointers, tax-free benefit when it comes to your life insurance. So tax-free benefit, heavy on the wealth transfer tool, cash value growth, debt protection. I went over the retirement. Oh, I didn't even touch. I believe I went over retirement options with it as well. Business continuation. I did go over a lot of things as it relates to even personal or business, and the perks of making sure that you have this layer of life insurance when you're as you're doing your wealth building. All right, y'all. So thank you for joining me for another episode of Sipping Wealth Live, where I bring you news, tips, and tricks on how to wealth up. Y'all have an amazing rest of your Tuesday.